Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today and hopefully for the next 5 days. So I'm doing a colour palette challenge. I get asked lots of questions on my YouTube channel and on my other social media platforms like Instagram about colour palettes and how I devise my colour palettes and what colours will work with other colours. But sometimes people are surprised with some of the colours that I do put together that create quite a good design, in fact a great design, and then they try it too. So for the next 5 days I'm going to release one video and one creation, and how I'm going to do that is I'm going to start off with 2 colours on one canvas, and then each day for the next 5 days I'm going to add one more colour to the colour palette. So on day 1 2 colours, on day 2 3 colours, day 3 4 colours, and so on. So I'm really excited for this. It's a challenge that I'm going to really enjoy because I love experimenting with colour, and I'd love for you to join me each day and see how the creation from a 2 colour palette to a 6 colour palette transforms. I'm using a buff titanium base for all of my creations. So are you ready for this? Because I know I am. I'm really excited. I'm doing the Dutch pour technique. My colours are mixed with paint and water. So let's see what we can create. So the base colour is by Winsor & Newton and it's buff titanium. I always say when you do your base colours, ensure you've got a really good consistent layer on your canvas, because I truly believe if you can get your base colour right in terms of the consistency and the coverage, that's half the battle when you do a painting. I personally feel that if I don't get my base down in terms of the consistency and the coverage, that's when things might start to go wrong. So just take some time to really get your base the way that you need it in terms of the consistency, the flow, and the coverage. You'll notice that I'm ensuring there's good coverage, but I'm not leaving a huge amount of paint on top of my canvas, because when you add all the other colours, bearing in mind these are quite small canvases, when you add your colours on top, you're increasing the volume of the paint that's on your surface. So there's really no need to ensure that there's a lot of flooding of this canvas for when we blow it out, just like a normal Dutch pour. So this will be interesting because there's only going to be 2 colours. The Prussian blue that I'm layering now, and then the titanium white. So I'm just going to ensure that they overlap slightly, and then I'll add a little bit of paint from each colour onto the opposite sides. So the white on top of the Prussian blue, and then a couple of dots of the Prussian blue on top of the white. I'm using a torch at this stage just to get rid of any of the air bubbles. Air bubbles appear when you've just mixed your paints, and that's true in my case. So my hairdryer is on a cool setting and the lowest setting. So let's now blow this out. When you're doing this, don't forget to just take your time and really watch how those 2 colours interact with each other, how they merge, and how different lines are created as you blow out the piece. You'll see the colours changing in different tone because that's mixed with each other. But it's really up to you what composition you look for. For me, I want that balance of negative space, so the colour of buff titanium that was layered on the base, compared with the two colours we've laid on top. I'm just blowing with my mouth now, just to change some of the small pieces at the end. That's just to balance the composition that I can see. So, I'm really happy with this. I'm going to take you in now for a close-up of the wet version, so you can see some of those details up close. I will let the piece dry, and then I'll take you in for a dry version look. So here's the dry version. I'm really pleased with how it's dried. And don't forget, this is just by using two colours, the Prussian blue and the titanium white. There's different tones in there because the colours have mixed together. But I really do love some of those shadows within that blue section that you can see here. I really do love some of the lines on the edges as well, because that's how some of the blue and the white have mixed together to maintain those kind of edges along the sides. And then I've also thought about the negative space, so the buff titanium that you can see shining through. It's going to be really interesting to see how this colour palette challenge evolves, how by adding one colour each day from a colour palette on top of these makes the piece look completely different. I can't wait to do all the days with you. So this is two colours for day one. Let's see what happens in the next video. I'm going to add one more colour, but what colour do you think it is? I'd love for you to guess. Let me know in the comments below, and also let me know what you think about a piece with just two colours. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you again in the next video, and this time we're going to do three colours. So see you soon everyone. Bye.